Welcome to the channel, and everybody else that will be watching this video after now, welcome. Today we are talking about how to create folktale videos. So my friend here, Emma, has a lot of questions to ask, and we'll do our best to answer some of them. And he also share his own wealth of knowledge with us. So yeah,
Yeah, thank you very much. Great job. Yeah,
mind you,
so
he's a
I
big
mean,
YouTuber. He's a big YouTuber. He's just doing
I'm,
that.
I'm still, I'm
You
still,
don't know
I'm
who
still
he
a
is.
growing, I'm still a growing YouTuber. I'm not yet
This guy
big,
has chopped YouTube money, yo. This guy has chopped YouTube money.
no, it's just there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can I jump right in or
Yeah, please jump right
how?
in. We don't do introductions in my channel. Delve
Okay,
right in.
okay. All right, great. So I've seen that so many of these folktale channels are really doing well. And I mean, so many people want to go into it, but it's always very difficult to um, like, know the right steps to take, or you just end up wasting your time. And I think I've sort of struggled with, I've seen few tutorials, but maybe they're not so much helpful.
Straight to the
Some
point.
are not. Yeah. So, just to get started, how do you come up with because I think the story is like the most important thing. That's like the first thing. If you don't have a story, then there's no yeah. So how do you come up with story ideas? I think that's the first thing I would like to know.
Okay,
Or before
so
that, sorry, before that, if for someone that wants to start a channel, how do you get to decide um, what type of stories you do, or do you just decide, oh, let me do any stories relating to African folktale or folktale in general? So I know there are different, yeah, different types.
okay. So let me start with storytelling. Storytelling has been in history right from when we were born. We were told stories to sleep. We were told everything was just all about telling stories. So stories has been in the in game ever since creation of the world. So I think stories are the way to go now. So if you're thinking of starting a folktale channel, whether it's African folktale, English folktale, whichever folktale it is you want to start, it's a good idea. Now, like you mentioned, the story is the first thing you should focus on. But once you've decided which type of folk tales you want to create, like for me, I create African folk tales. Not that I'm interested in African folk tale, but it's something that is blowing up. You might not really
Yeah,
do what you're interested in because I prefer English folk tale, like the horror one kind of. But because African folk tale is doing well these days, and there's
yeah,
a lot of audience who are yearning for the content. That is why I jumped into African folk. Not because I liked it. I don't like it. I create the folk tale, but I don't watch it. After the creation, I no longer watch it. So yeah. So yes. Once you've decided what type of folk tale you want to do, the next thing is to get the story. But still on the folk tale, the type of folk tale, I've seen a lot of channels that create folk tales that are American stories. They're not African stories, and those channels are doing well. And I've seen channels also that create just children's stories. So folk tales are in different parts. You can create for children, you can create for adults, you can, depending on what audience you're trying to target. Children folk tale do it. Like, have you seen the the boy who cried wolf? There's one channel that told this story. The channel just started like few months ago. It's not up to 3 months. The channel is already monetized. The video that blew that channel up was, I think it was the boy who cried wolf. I was like, wow. The video was just 6 minutes and the video did
man.
well. Just displaying pictures. Like, I've been looking at folktale and like, this is the way to go. So another thing, before you jump into folktale, I want you to know something. Work is involved. There is a work. There's a lot of work involved. You should not just go into it that people are making money, that you're going to make money immediately. You might be lucky. Your first video, if you prepare very well, will blow up. Mine didn't blow up for my folktale channel. My first video didn't blow up. My second did a little, 5,000 views, and it went down the drain because as I created now on the channel, I think we have 18 plus videos on the channel. and we are already into the YouTube partner program.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't expect, but if you prepare very well, you might be lucky with the algorithm. If people watch your video for long, you might be lucky for your video to do very well. The main thing is for you to prepare very well. But me, I just heard about folktale. I knew I wanted to do it, the normal me, the way I started this YouTube channel. I
Yeah.
just phew, jumped into it because I knew if I started doing a lot of research, I'm going to wearing myself out. So I needed to learn in the process. I like learning in the process. I'm not saying you should do the same, but if you're somebody that ideas goes off your head, like flies off your head, and you're trying to choose which one to do, I think you just jump into what is
Yeah.
sticking out to you at the moment. So yeah, so when I now decided to create the folktale, and I said, okay, I met someone. I said, okay, will you generate these stories? Because I have difficulties with generating stories. I don't like to write. Writing has always been my problem. Like generating story, writing script.
That's what I love. That's what I love the most.
Oh, if you love writing, then you are going to make a lot of money on YouTube with folktales. Yeah, because one thing you should know, if you've decided on what kind of folktales you want to do, the next thing is the story. If the story is not okay, the video is not going to do well. The video that blew our channel was because it started with the script. Once they gave me the script after the audio was created, and I listened to it for me to edit, because in my channel I do more of the editing. My teammates, one does the video generation and audio recording. So we use our own voice to record. We don't use AI. But
Okay.
channels that use AI also are blowing up. Let me not go into the recording first. Let's
Get
just
into
stick
the
around the
recording.
story story
Yeah.
creation. So on the story, so she generates the story because I did a cranky job because I needed to get the channel up and going. So I just generated anyhow story. But when she just did that first story, it just went poof. That was her first
Wow.
story that took out because she was a writer. So if you're going to do this with a theme and you have a writer in it, or if you're going to do, since you're the writer, you're going to do well. Or you can get somebody to do the editing, but if you don't have
Yeah.
time, for us that work a 9 to 5 job, it's quite difficult. On adding to the fact that we have different other channels we are tending to, you have to create content for all this channel you have. So what I did was to get somebody to work with, which was rewarding. The fact that you will split the revenue is not a problem,
Yeah. It's not a
but
problem. Yeah.
rewarding, seeing that your hard work under 3 months is already yielding
Yeah.
income. So it's like fulfilling. Yes. So once you have a good story, that is where you should start. So when we started the channel with our first 15 videos, I did a crank, like I said earlier, you should lean into your own strength. You should not do something that you don't have the strength for. So that first 15 videos we created, I think focused mainly on using AI to generate the script. So these
Okay.
days people say AI, you generate scripts with AI, you generate scripts with AI. AI is not a bad thing. I think if you're in this day and time, if you're in 2024, and you should leverage the power of AI. And it's free, it's available on our fingertips. And ChatGPT has even made it easier for everyone to be able to access AI. There are also other free platforms that give you AI for free to generate scripts. I saw one, but I can't remember the name on top of my head now. But
Okay.
With ChatGPT, you should just click on turn on the 4.0 ChatGPT 4.0. That's the
Oh.
latest model they are using now, and they allowed you free, so you can create a lot of, you can give it a lot of prompts. At some point it will tell you that it will refresh at this particular time. That is, we are using a free account. But if you're using a paid
Yeah.
account, you should be able to generate, give it a lot of prompt as much as you can. So now generating the story, because if you have a good story on your hand, the story should do
Mhm.
well. And what I focused on then was things that were already happening around me. There are things happening in your everyday life. Things that you don't need to create the story from space. No. Things that your neighbor is having issues with the husband. Write a story from it. Your
Mhm.
child went to school and the teacher did something to the child. Write a story from it. Your mother is talking to your sister somehow. Write a story from it. You saw your neighbors where you lived before. Just their stories happening all around us. Things are happening every day and we are looking at it. You don't need to use any other person's story. You just have to craft your own story correctly. Yeah, so once you have a story, if you are using ChatGPT to help you, some people just go to ChatGPT and say, write me a story about African, write me an African folk tale. Man, that shit does not work.
Wow. And
ChatGPT is
that
going
was what I would have done. But yeah, I don't
ChatGPT
think
is
it
going
worked.
to dish out to you what is dishing out to every other person. Having created a lot of videos and having given prompted ChatGPT a lot of time, I've come to understand ChatGPT better. It's like you're talking to a friend. You should talk to ChatGPT as if you're talking to a friend. So if you're using a free account, this is what I say you should do. Set up, go to the settings of your ChatGPT. I'm so sorry I can't share my screen now to show you how it's done. But go to the
Yeah.
settings of your ChatGPT of your account. Tell ChatGPT about yourself. Tell him that, okay, so me, I am Rachel. I create content, I create tutorial about on YouTube about Canva. This. You should know this
Oh
about me
wow.
when next I feed you with something.
Oh,
I create folktale stories.
I never knew such stuff existed. Wow. Okay.
No, you have to, yes. So whenever you tell it to do something, it gives you
Yeah.
tailored answers that are tailored to
Okay.
you,
Wow.
Emmanuel, not tailored to the general public.
Yeah. Random. Okay. Okay.
Do you
Wow.
understand what I mean now? It gives you tailored
Yeah.
answer that tailored that you tell it that I am from Nigeria, I live in Lagos, if you live in Lagos or you live
Okay.
in
That's the
Abuja or
background of.
Enugu,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
just give it a little bit of your back. You're not selling yourself short. You're trying to let
Yeah.
the ChatGPT to understand who you are and to serve you better. Like you're talking to a close friend. Like so now if I go to ChatGPT, I'm having difficulty like ChatGPT. I'm having difficulty. This. I talk to it as if I'm talking to a human being.
Yeah.
The lady I work with, the way she communicates
Yeah.
with ChatGPT, is like you tell ChatGPT hi love, and I'm like, why are you telling GPT hi love? Are you okay? Is GPT your love? Like it's
Uh,
so crazy. Is GPT how would GPT be your love? Do you understand? So
yeah. Very true.
yeah, so you talk to ChatGPT as if it's your fellow. Tell it something as if you're telling a friend and tell it that this is the difficulty you're having. Can you help? This is the pain. So when it generates those scripts, you can go back and say, I don't like this part. We do. I
Okay.
don't like this part. We do. And there's a way you can prompt it. It gives you longer scripts. One thing I need to mention here is that longer videos, if you can create videos that are up to 20 minutes, 30 minutes from the on go, from the day one
Yeah.
of your creation of video, you're going to outperform your peers on the folktale niche.
Okay.
So we started with 13 minutes video, which is also good. But if you can do 30, it's work.
the
Oh.
person,
I must sell it for
the
free.
person that like you said, you're the one doing the editing. That's something else. 30 editing 30 30 minutes
30
video.
minutes is work. 30 minutes is work, but if you can get it done, it's
Yeah.
going to push your channel to a greater height. And please, before you if you create this channel, I need to mention that before I continue. Please don't share it to anybody. Don't even
Okay.
subscribe to it.
Okay.
Even if it takes 2 weeks, because one of the channel I had, I created it and I told someone that I'm going to leave this channel. I'm not going to share it to and nobody's going to know it. Even when my teammates are saying, can you share the channel with us so we can know the channel? I said, no, the channel will find its audience by itself. I
Yeah.
left the channel. 2 weeks, I have posted 10 videos. I've not seen any views. I've not seen any subscribers. And when the channel picked up its audience, it just went poof.
Mm.
You might be like,
Wow.
I created a channel, so why is it not doing well? Don't worry, it's YouTube. YouTube sorts itself out. It's YouTube. They have a way of sorting themselves out.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, so I'm not blabbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you've sort of answered you're talking about you're almost going to the editing part, but I think you've talked about the generation of the story and
So you
how you
don't
have to
understand
give
how
it
to generate
the
story,
background.
right?
Yes,
So
yes,
you don't
yes.
just go to ChatGPT and say, generate me a story. You tell it, okay, ChatGPT, I'm trying to write a story And so if you're a writer, you should know how writers write. That is even on that thing. My teammate
Yeah.
who writes our story, she knows how writers write. So she uses all these writers things. She says epilogue, aftermath,
Yeah.
all those grammar. Like
Wow.
when she writes, it's quite deep. There's this story I'm working on now, the one I'm editing now that will go live on the channel. Like when she writes it, she one prompt gave her 5,000 words. I've never done that. I taught her how to use chat gpt. She
Wow.
outdid her master.
Yeah.
Like I
Wow.
taught her,
That's
she outdid
small
me. I was
front.
like, oh girl, I need to learn chat gpt from you. So yes,
Wow.
when she gave me the script, like this is what I'm working on, so could you generate, because we also have a third team member that generates the images. I don't like to
Okay.
generate image.
Okay. So
I
we'll
don't.
get to that point.
We'll get to
We'll get to
the
we'll
yeah.
get to the
So
point of
maybe
yeah.
after this call, I will share the one of the prompts she generated. I will share it with you. Or I will share her
Okay.
prompt she gives to GPT. It's just for free.
Okay.
It's just for friends for friends. I don't give it out.
And
That
then
is
you,
the price.
yeah, okay. Oh my, once my own channel blow up, oh my, you get some of the revenue.
But you have to put in the work and take the pain for 3 months. You have to
Yes.
don't just give it 3 months, give it 1 year. It's going to surprise you before 3 months, but in your mind, it should be open to 1 year. Because me, I had issues with myself because I was seeing channels blow up within first 2 weeks of posting,
Yeah,
and I expected that for myself.
yeah, yeah, still building up on what you said. There is this popular, I mean, say, what some of these big YouTubers used to say, especially when you create a new channel, that you should not just put one video. You should have like maybe 5 or 6 different videos, especially now that we're talking about stories, so that once they watch one, it's
One they
interesting,
can
go to another
yes,
one, and that it keeps so with that it gives you to be a good signal that people are enjoying your story, so it
people are
pushes out
enjoying your
more.
story.
So
Yeah,
would you
I,
is that a better advice to do like
yes,
more videos
that's
and
a
just upload once for the first
no.
time? Yeah.
Yes, that is a better advice. If you can do 5 videos, batch them and keep, and space them 2 days apart, not just load them into YouTube. So you can have time to rest and breathe. Do you understand?
Okay. Okay.
Some people say load. Okay, so for the channel I was talking about, that is not a folktale channel. That's more of in the niche of made for kids. I had those
Okay.
videos ready and I scheduled them Monday to Friday, then Monday to Friday the next week. So that
Okay.
week I scheduled them. I had space to attend to other things on other channels I had. Do you understand?
Okay.
So you should
Yeah.
be able
Yeah.
to give yourself space to come out
Yeah.
and think,
Okay. Okay.
prepare for the
Mm.
next phase of work. Because this thing is work, but it's rewarding.
It is.
So
It
your
is.
advice, I would greatly accept the advice of batching content before you create the channel, if that's not going to be too much. But if that's going to make you not to create the channel at all, I think you should just
Yeah.
start like me. People like me that just jump into
Okay.
the river, pew, and find out what happens next. Because when I created this Grow with Rachel channel, I didn't know what I was
Yeah.
doing. December of 2021, 7th of December, I just woke up. I said I wanted to teach people things, and I'm going to create a channel for it. I created the channel, not knowing what to say, but I posted my crappy, shitty video that I cringe every time I want on private. And whenever I look at it, I'm like, who was watching this shit?
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
like,
It's always
oh,
like
people
that.
watch this. Oh my god, and they were subscribing. What the hell was that? It's so you don't even know it might is so cringe. Like, why were they
Yeah,
watching? Why were they
it's
liking
always
it?
like that. I'm even always, I don't always watch my earlier videos. I'm always,
You
it's just going to be
you
so cringe because
should.
I know how
You should. You'll be proud of how far you've come. You should.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so
okay, yeah. So I think that leads me to my next question. So we've talked about this story generation or creation, and we talked about the instance where you are not maybe getting the stories from your head. Perhaps you have the idea, and you know, okay, this is what your story is. You what the type of story you want. What about if it's a story that it's you want to write from the scratch, like you want to? write the entire thing without ChatGPT. So you want to write it. So how do you write it? I think eventually you will have to somehow put it in ChatGPT to enable you to get the different scenes and all, right?
No, not really. If you're a good writer
Okay, so
and
you're a
you
good
produce
writer.
a script, like I said, getting a script that is up to 3,000 words, 4,000 words, 5,000 words is your best bet. 5,000 words should give you about 35 minutes to 40 minutes video.
Okay,
4,000 words should give you about 20 minutes, should give you about 25 minutes to 30-minute video, and 3,000 should give you about 20 to 25. So getting a script from 3,000 above, if you can get that script writing by yourself, I fear to write. For my personal channel, that's why I post it. Though something
yeah,
mega has not happened, I like sharing my experience on my personal channel. But nothing mega has happened for me to come in and share about it. But if writing is your strong suit, please go for it. You don't need to put it into ChatGPT. So this is what I do. Now, before we continue, I want to just break down the stages of creating
okay,
a full folktale video. So the first thing,
okay,
if you've created your channel, the first thing you should do is to get a story, which is the script.
okay,
After that, you might choose to record. So this one goes hand in hand, is to record your script.
okay,
So for recording, you might choose to use free tools. There are AI tools that you can use, like the what's this tool called now that creates audio? What are they called? Where did you go to from my head? I'm trying to look for the tool. I didn't write it down. That they used to create audio. Have you heard about the tool?
audio. I know 11
11
labs.
Labs.
I know.
11 Labs,
Okay.
yes. You can use 11 Lab, but the one I use most often is Microsoft Clipchamp. That one is free.
Uh,
For 11
okay.
Labs, 11 Labs is going to allow you sign up. And if you create your first audio, they'll be like, you have to pay us $5 or something before they'll just be
Okay.
blocking you, giving you boom, boom, boom. I don't know why that happens, but they want people to pay. And if I have
Yeah.
$5, it's something I would like to explore.
Okay.
Do you understand? So you can now train the 11 labs to understand your voice. You can voice to voice train it. So you don't need to
Yeah.
record the scripts every time. So it takes that
Okay.
work off you. So if you have a name you want to call that, but if you're creating for the niche you're going to go to, if it's not names that are local names, if it's a
Yeah, it's
general
not.
name,
It's going to be
AI should
general, maybe in
I don't think you
American
should
things.
stress about recording audio by yourself. With Microsoft Clipchamp, with the settings
Okay.
in there, you can be able to
Okay.
set it to get a different voice from what everybody is using. And on that too, that can
Okay.
give you recorded audio too is CapCut, but you have to feed it 500 characters every time to record to get the text to speech until you're done with it. Sometimes it's daunting. Sometimes I do it with shorter scripts. Sometimes I just go to Microsoft Clip. But with CapCut doesn't allow you the permission to customize like Microsoft Clipchamp allows you. So with Microsoft Clipchamp, you can adjust the pacing, the setting, and all that. Don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, so if you are choosing to record your audio yourself, it's more far rewarding to have your voice. That's if you want it to be related to you. But for me that create African folktale channel, their names like my native name, which is Chinyere. I don't think
Yeah.
ChatGPT can pronounce it well, and it will annoy the
Yeah,
hell
I'm
out
not
of
going
me for
to
ChatGPT to call me Chinyere.
pronounce
It annoy the hell out of me if ChatGPT calls me Chinyere. I'm Chinyere,
Yeah.
not Chinyere. So those are the things around the audio. So you might choose to pay a platform to create this audio for you. Like 11 Labs, you can train 11 Labs to create audio in your own voice. I don't
Okay.
know if that makes sense, but you have
Yeah,
to
that
pay a
makes
fee
sense.
every month. Yeah, so if you've gotten the audio out of the way, which is another job I don't like doing,
Mm.
because I get tired when I finish recording. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
After this call, I'll be so tired because talking slaps out the energy from me. Yeah.
Okay.
So once you're done with recording your audio, I've thought about generating your script, recording your
Yeah.
audio. The next thing is image generation. Now, this is what I
Image.
do. I'm going to
Okay.
studio. I'm going to spill the bean. This is what I
Uh,
do. I take my whole script. I don't
okay.
feed all of it. So if I have a 5,000 word script, I cut the script like into 10 places. I tell ChatGPT, I give ChatGPT an instruction to turn each paragraph of this script into an image prompt to vividly visualize this scene.
Mm.
Did you see that?
I, I think you have to you have to take that again.
Okay, so I will. Okay, so I say
He said,
ChatGPT.
Tom.
I instruct ChatGPT to turn every paragraph in this script into
Mm,
an image prompt to
okay.
visually to vividly visualize the scenes. Do you understand? So you can
Yeah.
vividly visualize each scene.
Okay.
So when you do that, ChatGPT churns out prompts from your script and gives it to you. It saves you the bulk of work to come and read your script, create prompt for image, read your script, create prompt for image. But one thing I noticed about ChatGPT, the beginning of a story, because I'm the editor that edits the video, and after the image generation is done, I still go back into our image generator and generate my beginning of my video. Because if I'm doing in a city nestled, okay, in a faraway town
Yeah, yeah.
nestled in outdoor city, it's not going to
That,
capture
that
that
was
intro.
the
Once upon a
that's
time,
the
in a faraway town
that's
nestled,
that's well that
it's not
necessary
going to
was the
capture.
chat from
Yeah, yes, you should know it's ChatGPT. Now, when you start hearing nestled, delve, you should know that those are they've delved into ChatGPT. For me, sometimes I change those. No, there are words. If I haven't used ChatGPT now for a while, if you give me a script or
yeah
you give me a word, I can tell you did it with ChatGPT. Except you are consciously removing those words. So I
words.
make a conscious effort to remove those words. Do
Okay.
you understand? Like so now if I generate a script and I'm seeing gleaming, 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 like all my almost all the scripts ChatGPT there is a gleaming, gleaming. What the hell is gleaming? I go to Google and say give me synonyms of gleaming. It will
Okay.
give me glinting or give me synonyms I can replace those words with. So if somebody's reading those
Yeah.
scripts, it might not be ChatGPT again. Or you can take the same story and go to Canva. If you have a pro account of Canva, you can train Canva to know your brand voice. It rewrites the
Okay.
script. Or you can even take it to Microsoft Copilot. These are all the process that goes through script creation. You know, we are going back
Wow.
to script again.
Yeah.
Isn't a wow? Are you are you wild? It's saying now wow.
The
So these are
process
all the
is
process that goes. These are all the process that goes into it. So what I do is I take it into ChatGPT. So I have a pro account on Canva. So I take it into
yeah.
Canva because Canva now has my brand voice. It writes the script into my brand voice. If I don't like it, I can take it to Microsoft Copilot. These are all writing GPTs that write scripts that you can use to develop a proper script. That's if you're using AI to generate your script. And it doesn't look like AI. These tools are meant to help us. If you're running away from
Yeah.
AI, I don't know how it help. So someone like me that hates writing, you tell me not to create content because I hate writing. No, I'm going to maximize tools that are available to me.
Mhm.
Asking the tough question.
That's good. So I think you've talked about okay. So the images, what platform do you get the
Okay,
images
yes.
from?
Coming to that, if you've gotten your image prompts, which is the
Yeah.
third thing to do, if you have your
Yes.
image prompt, the next you now know how to generate an image prompt and how to so because he's not going to give you the full image, but you can go to some scene that says he touched, he was lying, all those scenes that it doesn't add to the paragraph. You know, a paragraph can be have more words and it needs more images. You
Yeah.
can split it out. You should just use your human ability because you're not a
Yeah.
human, you're not an AI, and support what AI can do. So after that, the next thing to do is to generate these images. And there are a lot of platforms out there. The first
Yeah.
and the Ogbonge one is Microsoft Bing AI. That is my pad.
Okay.
Like I don't too like them that much, but they've helped my life in the past few days because I used their when we started, we used their 1 month free trial to generate landscape images.
Okay.
So which gave us 100 points every day, and we'll use that.
Oh,
After the 1 month free trial, we started paying for this tool. But now we are thinking of switching to ChatGPT because
okay. The
why? Let
paid
me tell
version
you
of
why.
ChatGPT.
Yes, the paid version, there's image generation in the paid version. You don't know about it.
Okay. I do. I do, but because I've seen a lot of things ChatGPT could do, even on YouTube. Like it's like way higher than the free one we used to get. Yeah.
Yeah, so the paid version of ChatGPT can generate you images. And let me tell you why I like it. Though I love being AI, it has been my saving grace all this while. ChatGPT is the next way I want to try. I'll try this month. If it doesn't work, next month I'll go back to ChatGPT. So we are going to subscribe to ChatGPT this month and see how it works. But with ChatGPT now, if you have a free account, you can generate 2 images every day. So you can try it out and see if it's something that works for you. So I've tried it out this past week and I've seen that the
Okay.
images are okay. So because ChatGPT
Okay.
is the one that turned your script into image prompts, it has the ability to maintain consistent characters. So what you just have to do is to build your GPT. I don't think you should use already existing GPTs because for me that is creating African folktale channel videos, I need to build a custom GPT so that ChatGPT will understand I'm want it to generate black people that have black origin. I have to explain their origin to ChatGPT. This is their name. I'm creating a folktale story. I want you to generate images in landscape 1920 by 1080p. And I want you
Yeah.
to generate 4 images, sample 4 images in different angle lens.
Okay.
So there are also angle lenses. So it gives you different. That's why I like being AI. You don't need to give it this instruction. Once you give it a prompt, it's going to give you different angles that you can see your image from, and you have a variety of images to work with. So we are going to try that with ChatGPT and see how it goes. But there's still other platforms. There's the Mid Journey. Though I'm not tried. I tried logging into Mid Journey, but I've not used it to generate image. And there's the Leonardo AI. I noticed Leonardo AI partnered with Canva, but the partnership is yet to reflect on Canva. But
Okay.
they give you 50 credits daily to create image. But there's something because of the kind of story I tell. I tell
Okay.
an African folktale story. So because I've tested Microsoft Bing AI and I've tested Leonardo AI. So Microsoft captures the fact that I'm African. Leonardo does not
Okay.
capture that. Do you understand? That's my
Okay.
difference with this.
Okay.
So it creates images that are related to my culture and origin because I'm telling this is the story I'm trying to portray. I'm trying to portray my origin.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's Zapier, there are a lot of image generation too, but I've gotten used to Microsoft Bing AI image creator. Why I was trying to say why we switched to wanted to test ChatGPT. The first reason was that with Microsoft with Microsoft Bing AI, there are some words that it
Yeah.
cannot generate. Like this morning, I was so angry with Microsoft Bing AI. I was trying to get a girl lying on her bed. Lying
Yeah.
Lying. Omo, he
How
say e
that
no go
used to
generate
go.
against their content policy. We have 2 comments here. Let's see it and we'll continue.
Okay.
Let's see if we can attend to those 2 comments. Okay. Oh, Ngozi Agunite gave me love. And this person is saying I use ChatGPT to write script and Canva to do nothing. I do nothing with that script. I use Gemini AI for nothing and Bing AI for nothing. I use all video editing in a parallel world. What does that mean?
I
Deep,
use all video
deep
editing. People
I
superior.
use all video edit. I use all video editor
You don't think that's great? I use Gemini AI for promoting this in AI. So I'm not sure use video editor in a parallel or um maybe there's a video okay, so maybe are you still there? Video editor in a parallel. Are you there?
I use all video editor in a parallel world. I don't really understand.
I
Okay.
think perhaps the
I
name
hope you
of
use
the
your the script you generate
is
from Canva to do something with it. People are making money with these tools. So I hope you make your own.
maybe the person means that this in a parallel world is a video editor, but I've never heard of it.
Okay, but CapCut also generates images. But I don't really
Yeah.
like images CapCut generates. And when it generates this image, it tells it generated with AI, which sometimes is quite painful since I paid for the app.
I
Yeah,
understand.
okay.
It will be
So
painful.
yeah, so let's continue back to image creation. So you've gotten what
Yeah.
tool? So you just test these tools out and see how they
Okay.
work.
Okay.
Now coming to the video editing.
Hmm.
With the video you might just
That's the
get
most annoying. That's the most annoying part of all these things because it's so stressful. It's so
hold
stressful.
on. Deep you superior said, guys, I can create screen shake viral reels in Canva. Okay, guys, can I create viral reels in Canva? Yes, definitely you can. You can. You should just know what to do with your still images. That's if you're using still images to create, you should just know how to do it. Maybe I should make a video about that. Just take your images, play around with the animation tools in Canva. You can create basically anything with Canva. I must tell you that from a fact. And these things, you can access some of it free. Most of the elements are free. What you have the pro version in Canva, you also have the free version that you can tweak to look as the pro version of Canva. So why not? You can create viral reels in Canva. So get creating. Don't tell me you do nothing with any of it. Please do something. I'm rooting for I want to see what you create. I'm rooting for you to do something deep you superior. Okay, coming back to the video editing. The video editing is not really much of that work, but where the work is with the video editing is laying the images. Some people just lay their images to be still because once you've generated all the images, you have to come and align them to align with the story. So if you put one image, if you're using CapCut, CapCut is what I use on my phone. Basically, I do all my editing on my phone. Sitting on a PC to edit will make me seem as if I'm working another 9 to 5 job I just closed from. So I would need to feel as if I'm winding down from the 9 to 5 job. Then I carry my phone and see I'm chatting with a friend, but I'm editing videos. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes
But you
sense.
can
I
make
mean,
me your
most,
team.
no,
If you're going to give me 50% of your channel, if you're going to give me 50%, I can edit the video.
no problem. I mean, if I can take that, it's just like I don't think you have the bandwidth for that stress. But if you can take it on, no problem. Because
I
honestly,
can take it on. Anything to make money. Omo. If you
okay,
can write this
no
story,
worries,
I can take
no
it on.
worries. Okay, no
Anything
worries.
to make money. Ah.
But like
Video
you
edit.
said, the idea of editing on phone, I even always tell people like I prefer editing on phone because even when I'm in a bus in traffic, I
You
can
can
edit my
edit.
videos. Once
Yeah,
I'm in my
it's
earphones, just edit my videos on the go. So I don't need to sit down and I mean and
Add your
they,
professional gadgets and oh hail
that
the queen of editing, oh hail the king of editing. You are sitting in a one dark room and editing.
yeah.
Now who that one help? We
So
should
yeah,
aim
that's
for
just
perfection. We are all aiming for perfection. Me, I am too. But with the tools
yeah,
that is available to me in the country where we live in, you have to maximize everything you have. You have to wait for NEPA, as in the power. You have to wait to have power. You have to wait for
yeah,
so many factors. So you have to make do of what you have, which is our phone that we are carrying handy in our hands.
yeah.
Yeah, so for the video editing is just bringing in those images to align with what the audio is saying. So if you input the first image, you put your audio so you can align each images. If you want to add transition to your images, fine, but too much transition can be jarring. So it's just up to you
Okay.
to know the style of editing you want to use.
But you have to add text, right? Like
Yes,
subtitle. Okay, okay.
that's if you want to, because now CapCut say we should pay. Yes, if you really want to, because there's built-in closed caption in YouTube.
Okay. That's but I think well that's true. But I think the
It
stories
makes
I'm
it takes
enjoying.
your, it takes your content to the next level. Like the analytics we
Yeah.
got that in the last 90 days, 8,000 something people watched our video with closed caption on YouTube. Though we had
Okay.
subtitles in most of our videos before CapCut told us that we must pay before
Yeah.
we have subtitle. But now we will get the pro version of CapCut. But for now that we are not yet getting it, we have to make the work. That will not stop us not to put out a content.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
goal here is to be able to put out a content at the end of the day, not to give yourself limitations that I don't have this, what should I do now? Oh, I have nothing. Let me go and sleep. Sleep for where now? Who sleep for? Have you not been sleeping since Adam? So
So
that's
yeah, you said something important. The part of aligning the you said aligning the images with the audio. Is it that the audio is not just one long generated audio? Is it different audios per scenes or per? I thought it's supposed to be just one audio.
no. If you're using Microsoft Clip Champ, Microsoft allows you to generate 10 minutes audio, and since it's
Okay,
AI generated, you don't need to
okay,
enhance the audio, which has gotten the because for us we now let me now give you a rundown of our process. So the
okay,
person who is in charge of generate recording this audio, she records with her voice, edits the
okay.
audio, and gets it out as a one full audio. So when the audio is given back to me, I take
Okay.
it to enhance the audio. I take it into enhancing audio platform, which I
Yeah.
use Adobe Podcast to enhance.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I had a pro version of CapCut, I also use CapCut to enhance. But if you're using an Adobe Podcast to enhance, if you have a longer video that is 39 minutes, you have to cut the audio
Yeah.
because you're using a pay, except you have money to pay for these tools. But the goal here is to get out content with the limited resources we have. I don't know if that makes sense. So you just have to
Okay.
walk around it. But if you have a good, if you've recorded with, if you got your generated your audio with an I don't think you need to enhance because the platform has already enhanced
Yeah.
the audio. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. So again, still on this. So when you get the full audio, you I assume you put it in. This time, do you use Clipchamp or use CapCut? Where do you put the
No,
audio before you send
Clipchamp is already only accessible on PC. So you're subjecting me to using PC again. So you can only
it? Okay.
access
So
Clipchamp on PC. You can
yeah,
access it
just
on a phone. So I use CapCut. Ever since I discovered CapCut, I've never used any other video editor. I've never even tried to even learn another one, except for
yeah,
Canva that I use. I use Canva and because Canva is the tool I use to make tutorials with.
yeah.
When I'm done with making my tutorials in Canva, I take it back to CapCut to edit the
Okay.
tutorial because CapCut is our best friend. It's our saving grace in the time of need.
I told you it's so helpful and editing software. It's really
Yeah, so it's
helpful.
so helpful. But now they're not becoming angry, annoyingly annoying because they're pissing me off. So why are they making every
Uh,
of that? They're telling me that do this on desktop, don't they know that some of their users are going to use their phone? That some
phone.
people don't have access to laptop. They should make their tool accessible to people with phone and laptop. But it's annoying now. You tell me that I can only do this on desktop. What if I don't have a desktop? What if I live in the remote part of one village like that and I don't have access to it? What if I just only have my phone to create, because I'm trying to come out of poverty and I'm trying to help my life and make meaning
Yeah.
with my life? And you tell me to go get that. Where am I going to see desktop? Are you only they should, I hope they see this part of the video and take their time on. They should make them.
Yeah, so I don't know, I think that's, yeah, so you
I
were still
wanted to
talking after
explain
the,
the video editing.
yeah,
I wanted to
yeah.
explain the video editing. So now let me pick up my phone. I don't know if it can be captured on the screen. So
Yeah, we can
I'm
try.
don't know whether it will be captured. This is my CapCut app. Is it captured? The light is glaring into it.
Can you
Once
move it
I
up a
click,
bit? Yeah,
the
okay.
light is glaring.
The light is,
Once I
yeah,
click
the light.
on, once you click on create, the light is
Mm-hmm.
entering into the phone. So I wish I can share my screen after, add a video to it after this. Once you click on new project on your CapCut app, the first thing you should import is the first any image or first image. You can always change the image. Then once you import the image to allow you start working, do you understand?
Yeah.
Any image, and images are 3 seconds on CapCut. The next thing you click on add audio. You take that
Okay.
lengthy audio and add it.
Okay.
I have a tutorial on it on my channel if you have
Okay.
time, but I can still explain it here for you to understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So once you've added your audio, so if you're using Microsoft Clipchamp and you're generating an audio of 30 minutes, 34 minutes, you know you have to do it in bits because Microsoft Clipchamp only generates 10 minutes audio at a go,
Oh, okay. Okay.
which is better than CapCut.
Okay. Okay.
It's far better than CapCut because you're generating audio with CapCut. CapCut will load 500 characters per audio. So you have to go over the process over and over. I've gone through those. I've
Yeah.
done everything. I've done every. I've come to realize which one I can use. The goal.
Okay.
But once you start doing this thing consistently, you find your balance. You find your reading. Because when we started the Folktale channel, it was like, our first video. I didn't lay all the images. I just stretched out the images. Pium. And my team member was like, "Why didn't you lay all the?" I said, "It's so done. 30 minutes video it was daunting, but when I had to do 30 something minute video, I'd gotten used to the process."
Yeah.
So you know the way they make it sound. I've watched this guy, what is it called, that does Seven Figure Boss Academy. I've watched.
Really the black
There's
guy.
on that guy also. There's on that guy also learn with Leslie. There are so many people teaching about how to create folk tale videos. The way they make, if you watch those videos, the way they make it seem, they don't tell you that there is work going on. You just make it seem you
Yeah.
can just stone things around and you have a video. And you wonder why are people not doing it if it's that easy. It's when you get into it. So anybody watching this video, I have to get your
Yeah.
mind ready. It is work, and you must be ready to do the work,
Yeah.
which will be rewarding at the end if you don't give up. But for our boss, Ima here, Ima has tasted the tea of YouTube, so he can tell us the benefit of not giving up. He can give us a rundown on the benefit of not giving up on YouTube.
uh,
Yeah, so
you can't give up. Oh.
yeah, you cannot just give up. Are you mad? Why do you want to give up? Did they give up on you? But they brought you to this world. What is your problem? Don't give up. I'm rooting for you. You have to go create that video. You cannot watch all this
Yeah.
live stream and you don't create the video. What is your problem? Get up from there and go and create it like yeah, so
Uh,
yeah. So the
okay, so
goal here,
the
your
audio,
audio,
yeah.
if you have audio that are broken into parts, if you added the first audio, you should just scroll to the end of the first audio, add the second audio, just lay it so that it can be stretched and you now have, you will see it reading on, if you've ever used CapCut to edit video, you see it reading on where the minutes read. to tell you the complete. You just have to align the audio amongst each other. Your first 10 minutes, you align the second 10 minutes to be beside the one, and you get your audio stretched. Then you now start adding your images.
Okay.
But one pro tip, if you're going to edit the video yourself, is to
Yeah.
edit these videos separately if you're using a phone. I'm giving this advice for free. Except you have a phone that is 512 gigabytes of memory space.
Say that again. You said edit the videos separately, or what did you edit?
Yes. So if you're going to generate um i- if you're going to generate audios that are 10
Okay.
minutes apart, it's better to
Okay.
edit them separately
Okay. Okay.
because
Okay. Okay.
of what
Okay.
I complained about. I complained that CapCut is only focused on benefiting those using desktop app because the mobile app always crashes. This is what I was complaining
Yeah.
about. So if you have a
Okay.
longer video, it keeps crashing on you, and once you finish adding your transition and everything, you go back like the one I did the other day. I was like, what is this? I
That
was
thing is not
done with
funny.
everything. Like it was so annoying. It crashed. I had to start laying effects, everything that I've done. It was like, ah. So my new method now is
That's
to split.
I think that's one of the things content creators feel that all the people
They
watching
don't talk
don't know.
about.
Sometimes you could be recording and then your audio was not even recording at all, or your camera was not turned on and you've talked for like 30 minutes. Or you're
Ah,
editing and all of a sudden you lose some footage or your stuff just crashed. You have to start editing from the beginning. You will not even have the you will not be able to start from basically. So yeah, these are things that happen. I mean content creation.
yeah, it's so painful. It's sincerely so painful. Very, very nerve wracking. I must tell you for free.
So,
But I tell my
so
daughter
okay,
something when she's creating content. I tell her nobody cares about what you do at the back end. As nobody gives
yeah,
nobody's sentiment. What they want
yeah,
to see is a finished product. You have to take the pain and create a finished product and dish it to them. Nobody knows how many hours you spend creating that 1 minute video. Nobody knows. They want to
yeah,
just see a
very
good 1 minute video. So you have to take the pain because if that 1 minute video blows up and grows your channel, it's going to give you the money you spent. It's going to be rewarding. That's why YouTube is good. It's a gift that
yeah,
keeps giving. So
keeps
you make a
giving, yeah,
video, this month you made $100 out of it. Next month it's going to give you like $50. Now number money might
yeah,
surprise you and give you $500. The same video that gave you $100 in the first month. Like this might grow
yeah,
with Rachel channel. I was so surprised this morning. I woke up, I saw 1,000 views in the last 48 hours. Bawo, this is more than we can get in the video when we've not uploaded video. Waiting happened.
yeah.
Did YouTube go and wait to start watching my video? Like it's a tutorial channel, and sometimes you don't get it. The average views I get in a day is like 300 views in a day, which I'm super grateful for. I didn't used to get this
Yeah,
number of views before. If I get one view, I'll be like, "Oh my god, somebody watched my video!" But now I'm getting 300 in a day. Yeah, yeah.
uh,
It's so powerful when you see people watching. When your sweat you've worked for, people are enjoying it and you're making money out of it. It's really worth it though because it's content. You're building your shelf that will
yeah,
give you money in the long run. That's if nothing happens to YouTube. It's
yeah,
something worth venturing into. And if YouTube has stayed for since 2006 they came on, I don't think they're going anywhere. They've been able to
yeah.
stay on top of the game. And they're the second largest search engine.
Yeah,
So you should be
yeah.
leveraging that.
Mm-hmm.
So now with that, I didn't talk about the SEO, but what I do with SEOs is I don't really know what SEO and SEO means, search engine optimization.
It's
I
important
don't
now.
really know. I know what it means in literal terms, but when
Yeah,
you have a proper SEO, I don't really know what that means. But I try my best to give my video, my description. I try to make my title have all the necessary
mm,
words and
right.
keywords it needs to have, and the the description to have the keywords that I think that's what SEO means. And also we
Mm-hmm.
talked about the
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
want
say,
to
I wanted to say, yeah, it's more like search engine. That one is search engine optimization. So you're optimizing it in a way that if someone should search for that your
you should
video
come.
or that content or that topic, yeah, it should come up. So if you are doing a
Yeah.
video on like this African folk tales, you need to make sure you're having something African folk tales in your title, in your thumb, in your description, so that if
If
someone
that's
searches
what
for it, hmm?
if that is what search engine optimization means, so that means I'm doing it. I
No,
didn't
that's
because when
YouTube. YouTube has
they make it so
YouTube has
complex. You
done
can't
it.
sit and watch through tutorials. Like search engine, you've not optimized for search engine. You've not done I'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah, YouTube has taught us many things we don't even. So
Yeah.
you creating content on YouTube, whether you like it or not, you are learning all those things. Search
Ah,
engine
creating
optimization,
content on YouTube makes you
video
proud of
editing,
yourself.
everything. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. When did I start speaking to camera and I'm not bluffing and I'm not like speaking M? Like I can talk to a damn camera, right?
Yeah,
I can look into the
right.
camera and talk to I'm natural. Like I'm so
Yeah.
proud of myself. Like me in 2022, I don't think we could be me in 2022 was doing it. Me in 2020 will not even try to look at the screen. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, Emma.
So
So what's
yeah,
your next? Did I
okay.
answer
So
your
I think
question?
yeah, you were talking about. Yeah, so yeah, I think you already talked about the audio and then you said the SEO, which is when you're now trying to upload. So assume upload
Yeah,
frequency of
yeah.
uploading frequency. How often should you upload videos?
Okay, so how often you should upload is the first one is the first month you should aim at creating like if you're able to. I'm not saying you
Uh,
should if you're not. If you're a
yeah.
9 to 5, if you work 9 to 5, I don't think and me, I work 9 to 5 and I have multiple channels, so I can't really give the
Mhm.
folktale channel my all.
Yeah.
But if you're able to create 10 videos for your first month,
Okay.
we created for 7 or 6 for our first month of the folktale channel. The second month, I think we created 8, higher than the first month. The third month, we now leaned into one video every week. Some week there was one week I got very angry. I said I'm not going to edit any video. If YouTube likes, it should not push my video. If you like, I'm seeing channel that I created. As in, like I created the channel before them, and they've already monetized. I'll be like, what the hell is that? If you're not going to push my video, leave it YouTube. And I and I'll be like, I have to pull out from this. And after
Yeah.
2 days, the YouTube sense in me told me, get up and go and do your work and stop being a kid. Stop sulking, get up and go and do the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think? So okay, so now I sort of have a channel where I used to tell text stories. It's called e-text.
Okay.
So I used to tell text stories on that channel, like text message stories, sort of text people's text message conversations, but it's in the form of a story. Um, so I'm thinking, should I? Is it a good idea to just change the name of that channel and then use it and then just put the stories there, or I should create a separate channel for the this folktale story because I'm leaning towards creating another channel so that YouTube does not sort of mix up the audience and everything. Or would you advise to just do the same thing on like put the content on that channel since it's all about story?
So I would give you an instance of what I did. I had a made for
Okay.
kids channel that I created. It was about sleeping. I posted some sleep videos on it. It didn't do well. I took out the sleep video and started putting educational video. And see, it wasn't picking
Okay.
audience. You know what I did? I
No.
downloaded all my video from the channel, created a new channel, and published those videos. And those videos were doing well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now there's one thing I noticed from my, because me, I'm like the researcher on YouTube. When I go on YouTube, I'm
Yeah.
doing research of what works and what doesn't work. One thing I noticed is that
Okay.
YouTube is favoring new creators. If
Okay.
you've noticed, there's an outburst of new creators getting monetized way faster than the people that have been
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
platform than them. Like for my tutorial channel, I've created content tutorial. I had this channel for 2 years plus now, and some channels just come up in the last 3 months, and they're not doing that. So I will not say they are creating crappy video, but my content, I should be proud, is better than theirs.
Yeah. Yes.
But their videos are getting favored. What happened? YouTube, you have to do something about your old creators. So the platform is favoring new creators, and I leaned into that advantage. I think you should lean into that advantage as a folktale channel creator.
Okay.
Like I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, I said, don't share the channel to anybody. Don't do
Yeah.
anything. Like I wanted to say too, if you create the channel, please do all the settings you need to do, add all the keywords and everything. You are the YouTuber, I don't need to teach you that, but for the purpose of the audience that are watching, do all your settings and get everything ready. Know that you've done your back, create your banner, your profile image, your keywords,
Yeah.
keep everything in the YouTube studio, get it fixed, then start publishing your videos. Now, please don't share the channel to anybody. He's doing you. I just started this project. He's pushing us. He's
Yeah.
pushing us. Let's see it on WhatsApp status. Please don't.
Or
Let's go and
you maybe
push it on Facebook. Please don't. Your village people
or
are
maybe
after you. Just
you'll be waiting for maybe it's just 2 days since you posted and you're like I've not gotten more than 2 views. Let me share. So I don't think
hmm, me. People
it's
advise people to share, but me, I will advise you against it. My better judgment is
yeah.
to don't let anybody grind. Do the grinding. When it blows up, you can now decide. I will know whether you want to share again. You will decide whether you want to share it to your village people so they can start tracking you. Don't mind me, I'm a Nigerian. No, you like your village people will be pushing you. Share to WhatsApp, share to Facebook. They will, those
Yeah.
those first 5 views are really rewarding, but you're confusing the algorithm.
Yes. Yeah,
The
confusing
algorithm
it.
is like, I don't know who to share your content with. These people will watch this one, they don't come back for it. They are just helping, hyping you, but they don't watch other content that are also in that content. Because if someone that watches folktale videos comes across your content and watches your content, it's telling you so that your videos are among the folktales. But if
Yeah.
it's someone that watches anything that because you shared it, the person is more focused on gaming video and you shared it, you're like, oh, I created a folktale channel, please can you go and watch? And the person finishes watching, doesn't watch another channel that creates folktale. It's sending a back signal to the algorithm. The algorithm just wants to push the video to more people that watches similar content. So please, before your village people pushes you, I know the village people are very, very strong. They're living in our head. We will say they are attacking us, but they're not attacking us. We are our village people ourselves. Oh. I must tell you the
Yeah.
truth. We're the village people doing ourselves. Before they start pushing you in your head, don't share it anywhere. Leave the channel. YouTube will do its magic.
Fair enough.
Don't even share it to yourself and subscribe. I'm serious. You have other channels. Please don't share it to yourself. You are giving that channel a better chance to find its audience.
Yeah.
It might take 1 month. Be patient in that 1 month because if it finds the audience, it has found it.
Yeah. So what about thumbnail? Because thumbnail is on that. Thumbnail is what
I was
makes.
waiting for that question. I didn't want to bring up the question myself. I was waiting for
Thumbnail
you to
is
stop.
not.
How is
Thumbnail
your
is
night
something
there?
that. Thumbnail is on that because if they don't click on the video, they won't watch it. Even if your
Yeah.
video is so good, the story is the best, the most interesting. If they don't click on your thumbnail, so the thumbnail now, how do we go about um
Okay.
getting the best type of thumbnail that makes sense?
Okay, for thumbnails, this is what we do. When we are generating our images, there are some thumbnails that stick out to you.
Okay.
There are some images that would stick out to you that if I put, and you should also use images that provoke the emotion, like somebody crying in agony, somebody that
Yeah.
is they're hitting the person, like what is
Yeah.
happening here? It's provoking curiosity. People are like, waiting they happen for you.
Yeah.
Make we go check her. You understand?
Yeah. Okay.
Like something that provokes curiosity. Like I was creating a thumbnail the other day. My daughter came in and said, "So you wrote you wrote these words. So why is the picture not doing what the word said?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She now started explaining to me that I will not click this video. It's not telling me what
Yeah.
the video is saying. There is no action in it. So don't go and take people that are just smiling at each other. Mm-mm. Take the action in it. So you don't need to do
Okay.
much work with thumbnail. I think if images sticks out to you, you can lay them side like the way our images are on this live stream. You can lay them
Yeah.
side by side. You
Okay.
can basically do that one.
Can I use
Or
it for text? Okay. Go ahead.
if you want to add text, you can also add text here. But it's not really. I saw a new channel. There's one channel I stumbled upon, a folktale channel. The person does not add any text. He just
Okay.
put some.
Because
What the person
me,
does, just slap some images, just two images, lays them side by side, and people are watching. The person has over 7,000 subscribers. The person started in January of 2024. Though the person has only posted 12 videos. So what I'm saying is that, but if you don't get these images from your image, from the images you generated for your story, you can
yeah.
cook up prompts in your head based on what the story is saying. Maybe
Okay.
a girl crying blood, like
Okay.
depending on what you want to portray. Write, sit down and write the prompt,
Okay.
feed it to the image generator. If it generates it and it doesn't work, rewrite again, tweak some part of the prompt until you get what you want. That's why you
The
need a
thing is always it's always so challenging because I know some of these platforms, like if you say, give me an image of this person with blood, they would say no, our this thing will not give you images. I don't know how they say it, but they won't give you images with blood. Or if you
that is why you need
say
ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT
okay,
you want to write a prompt that thou E, because thou E3 is the one that Microsoft Bing AI creates, uses to
okay,
is the image creator for Microsoft Bing AI. So
okay,
if you're going to use Microsoft Bing AI to create your images, you say you tell ChatGPT to write the prompt. After you finish writing it, you go back, put it into ChatGPT and say, write this prompt in a way that E3 would understand it and not strike it as against their content policy. It will rewrite it
okay,
the way, because they are all AIs, to feed you how an AI will feed. You know, when I want to give ChatGPT an instruction, I say when I finish writing it, and I take it back to ChatGPT, I tell it to write this instruction the way ChatGPT will understand it. He rewrites
yeah,
it, and I take the instruction and feed it with what I want it to do. Do you understand what I mean?
yeah, I do, I do, I
Yeah.
do.
So
Okay,
those, but if you're using ChatGPT to generate images, yeah, it's going to give you. Though they also have their this against their content policy, but it's not as strict as Bing AI image creator. Bing AI, there are some keywords that flags their system. Like I mentioned, line. Line is one word that I've noticed. Lying on the bed. They'll be like, we're not doing
yeah,
this shit. Not today. Not on our watch. You have to give us another word.
wow, okay,
So thumbnail should be easy for you with this idea I gave you. But it should be
okay,
have action in it. It should provoke curiosity, and it should make the viewer. It should be something if you see it. So now you should also research folktale channels and see the
yeah,
one you stopped by, and stop and know what made you stop.
yeah, okay. All right. So I think I've gotten, except I'm missing something, which you can always let me know. But I think I've gotten majority of the stuff. Um, Yeah, or is there anything you still want to share on it that I might not have asked? Because I mean, there could be a lot of
Yeah,
things.
like
Okay.
I said, there's nothing much I want to share, just that you should stick around to do the work. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the viewers that will view this video, because you already know the
Yeah.
drill, because you're already chopping the YouTube money. Yeah, yeah, you're feeling the steez of YouTube. You're enjoying the steez. So if you
I try now. Funny enough,
stop feeling shy,
I know
Lani.
person, I know, I have colleagues. No, now I have
I
colleagues that get
know
a
your
lot.
colleague that is at 100,000 subscribers. I know the guy that does Oraimo products. I know. I also look at his
Exactly.
channel. Emma will be feeling bad by now, but you shouldn't. You are at where you are supposed to be at what time you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
The problem we go into is that because I was comparing my channel with other channels, I was sapping myself of energy of creating the content I needed to create. I don't know if that makes
yeah,
sense. I was angry that
yeah.
my channel was not growing the same way theirs was growing. Like there's this lady on YouTube, Favor. She calls herself the smile maker. She came on
Mm.
YouTube, and 3 months after, she's at 33,000 subscribers. And I'm like, I've been here, YouTube, what happened? She made the same video I also made. This background is fake. I made my own, I
Yeah.
got 400 views. She made her own, she got 300 and something thousand views. So, should
Oh,
I kill myself? That this background is fake blew so many channels up,
yeah.
which
Yes,
I was doing some press up thinking it was going to blow mine up, but my channel is growing at its pace. Should I beat
yeah,
myself up? No. Should it stop me to stop? Should it make me stop creating content? It cannot, because there's something that taps me up awake by 3 a.m.
yeah,
Wake up, it's time to create content. Now that I have the strength, I have to create the content. Now that I have the strength, until whenever I'm not able to. But now I should not look back and say, had it been I know, I would have created content. I let me do everything I can do now within my power and put out what I can put out now that I have the strength. Yeah, comparison is a killjoy. I know people have said it, and we also fall victim of it sometimes I fall victim. I say this thing is a killjoy, but sometimes I see myself comparing. You should also learn to draw yourself back and say, we all have time in this race. Our time will
mm,
definitely come. And
yeah,
I'm not saying that because folktale channels are blowing up does not mean yours will blow up. Things takes
yes,
time to
that's
grow.
yeah,
Channels that I created my channel before them, they blew up before me. But now I'm monetized. We are all
mm,
monetized. Are we not in the game?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. Yes, I think I've asked all my questions I have in my notes and I've gotten all the answers. Uh, yeah, sound, sound effects,
Oh,
music. I don't
sound
know.
effects. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
background.
Thank you for mentioning that sound. So, what I basically use is for the background music. I use music that I found in YouTube Studio. We don't have money yet to pay paid platform for music, so we use music
Okay,
that in the YouTube audio library. You should just find music that gels with your the story you're telling.
okay, okay.
And for sound effects, if I'm going to say, and the door creaked open or closed
Yeah,
shut, I should be able to get the sound effect that they brrrr, bum.
yeah,
Do you understand? And what I use for that is Pixabay. I go on
exactly.
Pixabay. They have free sound effect. If I can't find it on CapCut, if I search that sound effect library, I search on Google, I describe the sound effect I'm looking for on Pixabay, and I get it. And I lay it on my video. Like now, before now, CapCut has this page turning
Yes,
transition, but they didn't have
the trans.
no, no, they didn't have the sound. They had the transition, but they didn't have
Okay,
the
okay,
sound effect.
okay.
So whenever I wanted to use that for my tutorial, and what I did was to go to Pixabay, get a page turning sound effect, use the transition on CapCut, apply the sound effect. But now,
Okay.
just recently, like I think it's last week, they added the page turning sound effects to their library. And I stopped using the one I downloaded and I use the one in their library. And so you should be able to being able to reflect, because there's also on that thing. If you're able to reflect the sound effect that you are describing in your story, also add more
Yeah.
depth, more
Yeah.
emotion. You should be able to portray the emotion you're trying to sell.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think that's all. I think I think
You're ready to
you've done
create
it.
content.
Yeah, I'm ready. Maybe this weekend I can maybe try doing the stories and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
ready
I think
definitely.
for your if you have a lot of work in your hand, I think you should just use to generate the audio. You should not sit down and record the audio, since it's not going
Yeah, I
to.
don't. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to record the audio with my voice, but yeah. So yeah. Okay, it's too much
Network.
talking.
Yeah. Sorry, am I able to download this video and edit it from YouTube?
Yeah, you can download it. Yes, you
After
can.
the live
It
is
will
going
see.
to register on my YouTube channel.
Yes, and it will also show you, give you the opportunity to download it or save it locally.
Yeah.
Once you
Yes.
it, yeah. Once you rent it, once
Here
you
too.
um, yes, it's not to edit it, but to
Okay.
download it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I wanted to say something else. It has skipped my mind now.
Okay.
Oh, I've forgotten
Maybe
what I
I
wanted
have
to say.
a question for me.
Yeah, please tell us. Spill the tea. Spill the tea. Spill the tea.
Which this it's only if you have something interesting you want to ask, but I
How much can somebody make on YouTube? Like how much? How much can YouTube change your life? Tell us.
well, like you said, you always be grateful. I think as of last year, the highest I've even made per month is I think it was like $350 per month, and that was
Ah,
like wait,
with
that
the
was
Nigerian rate. Plus
so yeah,
salary 9 to 5.
exactly.
Yeepa.
So that I think that was consistent for like 3 months. I think yes, I think Q4, like from September, October, November, December, during that period, that's when advertisers like push lots of adverts and all. So during that period, you get to see spikes in your. So for you now that is monetized, you get to see increase in your RPM and all. So it's also increase your revenue. So I think around that those last 3 4 months, I was seeing around 350, 330. So it's just 300 thereabouts. But
Mm.
January, when January now came, 2024, that was when
Reality now hits you.
yeah, so it dropped from 200 to 100 to like 100 and something. So it's been floating in the 100 and something. So it's imagine for
But you're
a
still
month.
getting something in, Abby.
Yes, it's still floating in that 100 and something
But
per month. So
but do you create content every month consistently the way you were creating when you
um
started?
no, not consistently. So it's like at some point I went like 2 months, 3 months without even putting any video. But
Did it
I think
affect
that's
your
how
channel?
YouTube
I
is
mean,
good. I don't really know if it did, but I was still getting views from some of those evergreen videos, the how to videos. Right, that's why it's really good to do all those kind of search related videos. So I was still getting views from those videos. Yeah, and that was what was helping the income or the money that was coming in. And I think I had like two channel members. I had two channel members. So those ones were the ones that I mean that pay to be a channel member. You know, there's this joint
okay, do
button.
you make special content for them?
No, I don't make special content, but I really appreciate them because I mean the reason I think one of them subscribed was because they actually liked that I think the content was exposing online scams, and also the person really liked the fact that I was creating such content, even though I'm in a country that this is what they do, like they do like
Prevalent.
so that's why the person decided to support, and then the other person, I think, the person has so there were three before. The other person has always been from the beginning. The other person has left. He unsubscribed. Maybe it was when I stopped posting for a while. Um, Not unsubscribe. Do I mean unsubscribe
Stop
from
being.
the
Yeah.
membership stuff. So aside that, I think so far that's how it's been. I'm trying to do at least one video per week. And the reason I was not even able to put out videos was because I was still in my parents' place, so I had so many limitations um in terms of where to do like studio
Record
like
your
on this,
video.
yeah, record videos without
We
disturbances,
that do
without
screen sharing is easier for us.
so exactly. So without disturbances, without any, so I had to pause in a while and had to start planning to get my own apartment so that I can set up something in a way that no one will disturb and all. Yeah. So finally, I've been able to do that, and now I'm trying. I think in the past month now, or this month, I've been putting one video, at least one video per week, which I still want to keep up. Although I don't have a schedule for posting, which is not good. I think it's always better to have a schedule. I think viewers or subscribers like that when they know every Saturday morning by 11 or whenever, or maybe
So
every
like
Saturday they're expecting something from you. If you're not specific on the time, but at least they know this day they are expecting a video from you, so they will always want to watch what does this person have than just surprising them different times, different days. It's just like your TV shows that you watch or all this, on where every Wednesdays they are
what day
doing.
of the week is today?
Today is Thursday, right?
Yeah,
So
today is the day I put out content. So this life
uh,
is on.
exactly. So they know that there's this TV show that I have to watch today, so they're always ready to watch it compared to when you put it in there. They say, "Oh, I missed this." I so yeah. I think in essence, what I'm saying is that I've started trying to be consistent, at least one video per week. But now the what I notice is that the videos I've been putting out are videos that I want to watch or I feel that people watch, not what people want to watch. So that's what I'm trying to change now to do videos that people are maybe actively searching for or questions that people are asking, then I'm answering them in my videos. But I think another limiting thing for me is that I talk a lot in terms of when creating content. My videos cannot be less than 20 minutes. It's always so long. And some people always just want, just give me that 5 minutes video, give me 4 minutes, give me 10 minutes at least, or 8 minutes at most. Sorry, 8 minutes, 10 minutes at most. I will manage it. But mine is always difficult for me to do anything less than 20 minutes. I always just keep, maybe because my it's educational, so I mean you get to talk, share experiences. But I think people always want it to be lesser. If you
Yeah,
see
I
20
think
minutes video, go ahead.
so. Yeah, I think what you should do is that when you create the 20, you extract the juicy from the 20 and publish both.
Okay. Mm,
Yeah,
okay. I can do
that's
that.
a better way for it. So you can meet both parties' need. There are people that watch longer. It's until I started creating folktale videos that I knew that people that
Yeah.
a video can have 11 minutes average view duration. I was like, what was that?
Uh,
11,
that one
and
is,
the video has
story entertainment is once it's entertaining or once it's something that is a story. So people always want to hear stories. They don't they don't mind sleeping there for 1 hour as long as the thing is. Especially when,
like
just like a movie, when you're seeing a movie, you want to know what
you
happened.
see
You
it for
understand?
the yeah. So I didn't know that was possible, but my tutorial channel once I crossed the 1,000 mark, I started creating longer
Yeah,
videos so I can cross the watch
yeah,
hour mark. Though I've not crossed it yet, we are yet to cross it. So we can be monetizing
yeah,
from this channel. So watch my life.
yeah.
Yeah, so
What do you like? Yeah. So
So I started creating longer videos, but the highest the video has gotten is 3 minutes. The
okay.
20-minute video I created got 3 minutes average duration. That's the highest view duration. But
Ah,
the 1 minute videos, the one minute video, 1 minute 30 seconds. Those ones get
yeah,
up to 1 minute average view duration because they are straight to the point.
yeah.
So people want to just, I don't do my videos like, hi, welcome back to the channel. We don't do that. We just do it like, hi, welcome back to the channel.
The screen is frozen. The screen is frozen. Can't hear you. Um,
Ah,
yeah,
my
I can hear you.
Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi, oh. I'm going to definitely edit this video. I can
Yeah,
edit it in YouTube.
what
I'm using
network are you
Excel.
using?
I'm now
Okay.
publicizing Excel for them. I'm using Excel. But there is no network that is working here. Oh. No network. All of
I'm
them are
telling you, even
schizophrenic.
my race, all of them are really annoying. Sometimes
All of
it's
them are
having
schizophrenic.
issues and
Sincerely. They are a pain in the, you know where.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been a long and this is the
yeah,
longest I've lived. Thank you so much for doing this with me, for asking the questions, asking me the questions. I can actually teach better when I'm asked. Like, when somebody say, "Please, can you
yeah,
make a video?" Like I go all the way to make a video about that. But when I don't have somebody asking, like, what should I create content about? It's like always,
yeah.
what should I create?
Uh,
But once I get an idea of creating,
yeah,
is boost. Yeah. Hopefully, we monetize the channel and start getting some nuts into the channel.
yeah.
But
So
with one channel monetized,
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Yeah, so that when you start making the money,
remember those
you'll be
days.
sharing.
Remember those days I still had 100 subscriber with our personal
I'm
channel that I
telling
brought
you.
in.
Yes, I
Hey, life is in phases, sincerely.
yeah.
Life is in phases. Thank you, Emma, so much for doing this.
Yeah,
And I've
thank
really
you very
learned
much.
from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
So please keep in touch just in case you want me to the contract I mentioned before, just in case you want it to
Yeah,
start. You
definitely.
know.
And maybe once when I finally put out the content and it blows up and I have maybe 100,000 subscribers and we'll have on that live session so that I can
See,
share the success story.
1,000 subscribers, you don't need to get 100,000, just 1,000 subscribers, because you just need to get into a place you can be making money. No, who needs
Yeah, okay.
100,000? You just need to get into a place.
But I'm sort of what do you call it? I'm optimistic that maybe it will blow up that fast and then but I mean
Yeah,
1,000 views
because
is still
you're an
for
OG,
my
you're an OG YouTuber. You're an OG.
yeah,
You've done it. You're going to be different from someone who is just starting.
it's just
You
starting.
can't bet the two together. You can't. Both of them cannot compete. You've done this thing. You've done it for 4 years, and somebody
Yeah.
starting to be cannot come and compete. No matter the experience in video editing the person has, cannot compete with you.
Mm. Thank you.
It's your usual way. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, no, I have to be humble.
You're just being too much humble. You're the master. You're the OG there. You know we were learning from. You're just submitting under you people.
I beg. All
All
right,
right.
now.
So what do I
So,
do now? I should click on end screen or leave studio. What should I do?
there should be end life at the top.
End
Yeah.
stream. Okay. Thank you. You also taught me a lot today. You're the reason for
Yeah.
this life. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Fine. You're welcome.
All
All
right.
right.
Let's end. Bye bye.